Hey everyone! So this video is going to be news of the day. I got news of the day from some NHL news of the day and some Habs news of the day. So I guess we'll just get started. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen any of my videos, I've got 50 years as a Habs fan. I've seen the highs and I've seen the lows of that era, and believe me, there's been a lot of both. And so on my channel, I talk about all of that and modern day stuff. So why don't you subscribe and ring the notifications bell, and you'll get all of my videos and live streams and podcasts and contests. And it's all dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. So let's get started. Before we get to that, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and you can leave any comments in the comment section right down below. Okay, so first item up is Dustin Byfuglin. Dustin Byfuglin, I don't know if I said it a couple days ago on the video or not, but he took some time off. They didn't say what for, and it turns out he's thinking about retiring. So he's taking a little time to think about retiring. Huge blow for the Jets if Byfuglin retires. They lost Trouba, Myers. They're having trouble signing Laine and Connor. Who else did they lose? Sherratt. We got Sherratt. I mean, they're decimated. They could go from almost making the Stanley Cup final a year ago, 2 years ago, to being on the bottom of the league. If Byfuglin goes too, oh my God, I don't know what they're gonna do. On top of that, just doesn't look like they're gonna be able to sign Laine. So can you imagine they lose Laine as well in a trade? It depends what they get back in the trade, I guess. But still, oh my God, yeah, pretty bad for the Jets. So Bob McKenzie says this: Dustin Byfuglin, currently on personal leave from Winnipeg, is believed to be using the time to ponder his NHL future. I'm not saying Byfuglin is retiring. I'm not saying he's coming back to play. Only that he's contemplating his options, and there's no timetable for a decision. The Jets, nor Byfuгlin's agent, Ben Hankinson, responded to a request for a comment. That's big news. That's big news. So I thought I'd put that in here. So Dustin Byfuglin pondering his retirement. What does that do to the Winnipeg Jets? Imagine if he retires, it opens up the money to sign these guys that they got to sign. So in that case, but still, their defense is decimated from last year. Next up, speaking of the Jets, is the Mikko Rantanen has apparently joined Patrik Laine in Switzerland. Playing for the same team. They're SC Bern. Apparently, Rantanen says this. We want to help them. They have a few injuries and a lack of forwards. So the boys get a good practice with the team. Even today, Patrik had a full day of working in the morning, and then on his own, when Mikko comes in, the pair gets to practice the things they need in the game. Yeah, so this is from, I guess, the coach. So he's apparently joining SC Bern. It was reported last week that they were close to a deal with Colorado, but I guess that's not. They're saying since Mitch Marner signed, it might have made, because Rantanen's looking for very similar money. And I imagine they might have been close on a deal that was for a little less. And now that Marner signed and got what he got, Rantanen might say, "Hey, well, I want closer to that." I'm inferring this from what I'm reading, but it might be just that. Mike Liut, who represents Rantanen, told Sports that his client's comparable is Leafs forward Mitch Marner. So there you go. So that's more than likely what's going on there. So Rantanen in Switzerland, not on the verge of signing, still holding out. Doesn't look good for Colorado, who we all had high expectations of. So there you go. Next story. So next up, we're off to the Canadiens and Noel Juulsen. Yesterday, I saw Claude Julien in a press conference saying that Juulsen seeking a second opinion and having headaches. It's not something that they're that worried about. They just want to take every precaution to make sure that when he hits the ice, he's fine. Yet they're apparently interested in acquiring Julius Honka from Dallas, who basically fits in the same slot. And Montreal has plenty of guys to hopefully take that third pairing right side spot. So the question, it begs the question, first of all, are the Canadiens interested in Julius Honka? It's still just a rumor, so we don't really know if that's officially true. If they are, is it because there's more to Juulsen than even they're saying yesterday? Because the way I got it from Claude Julien, there's nothing wrong with Juulsen, really. They just want to be very cautious before they put him out on the ice. It's hard to tell. I've seen that happen, and they deny it, and yet, look, Carey Price, it was denied. Now he's okay, he's going to be back, and then that year he missed, and he didn't come back. So, I don't know. Do we count on that? So, is Noel Juulsen okay, or is he not okay? We still don't really know. And are the Canadiens interested in Julius Honka, or aren't they? We still don't really know. But imagine before camp's done, we're going to find out. But like I said, Claude Julien says Juulsen is actually okay, and they're just being overly precautious. Next up, Cale Fleury. Cale Fleury had a really good game in that first preseason game. I personally was not expecting Cale Fleury to be a serious contender for that spot that's open. And Josh Brook was touted at the beginning of camp that they're really going to give him a shot and whatever. Josh Brook looked okay, but not better than that. For me, that's what I thought. But Cale Fleury looked really good, really strong, much better prepared than he was last season in training camp. And he definitely credits Joel Bouchard and the season spent in Laval under him as the reason why. He said Bouchard taught him how to be a professional, how to think like a professional and act like one every day. Your everyday routine, your home life routine, your at the rink routine. He taught him how to be a professional all the way. And everybody is saying, look how much better he is. So I'm going to give you a couple of quotes of what he said in an article that I just read. And he said, this is what a difference from him, what a difference 12 months makes. So from last training camp to today, and a year under Joel Bouchard, and how he feels. So he says, for me, it's handling the pace of play. I remember last year maybe feeling like the pace was a little too quick for me at times. When I was just used to playing in junior and going into the scrimmages, it was kind of tough. But this year, I felt really confident with the pace. I think the biggest thing is just consistency. It's all good if you have one good game, but to make the NHL, you've got to be very good. You've got to be good every night. I want to see if there's one more quote I want. Yeah, it also helped him. He played with Xavier Ouellet on his pairing in the game, and they looked confident, comfortable together. Apparently, they played 40 games together last season in Laval, and it was very good. They knew each other, and they knew where they'd be and all that. So about what Bouchard, I want to read this about the last thing. What Bouchard kind of taught him. See, it was just about being a pro on and off the ice every day. He taught me that you've got to put in the work, about off-ice habits, your routine at the rink, everything like that. He was just on top of me, and I think it really helped me a lot. So when we talk about how important Joel Bouchard is to this team and how bad Sylvain Lefebvre was at doing this job, there's the answer right there. 1 year in the job, look at the improvement on Cale Fleury. 5 years with the other guy, and did we develop one player? I don't think so. So this really bodes well for that horde of prospects that we've got right now, that we're actually going to develop the ones that have that talent and have that mindset and can get into that mindset of being a professional, because from junior to professional is very different. So Cale Fleury looking good in his chance to make the team this year. I want to just take a second here to remind you I'm going to be on the Habalison podcast tonight, and we're recording tonight. It might come out tonight. There's going to be a link in the description down there. It's my first show as the official part-time co-host, so I hope you guys will check that out. That's Habalison. And also there's a link in the description for TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is a extension that I use, so for all creators, it's a really great extension, and if you're just a YouTube watcher, you get all kinds of stats about the channel and subscribers and all that stuff. You might be interested. So check out TubeBuddy. There's a link in the description, and hope you guys enjoy that. Okay, I'm going to go over a couple of quick items. Apparently The Habs sent Gianni Fairbrother back down to his junior team. So they sent him back down to his junior team, Gianni Fairbrother. I didn't hear what was wrong with him because I heard he was injured. He was day-to-day or whatever. But they've officially announced that they've sent Gianni Fairbrother back down to his junior team. And just to say that the Habs are in, I think they're playing Florida. They're in Renouse, New Brunswick. Renouse, New Brunswick for the Kraft Hockeyville game. And apparently they're getting huge fan support. Everybody out there loves them. It's a sea of red. Everyone wearing their red jerseys. So they're in Renouse, New Brunswick, and they're getting lots of love from the people out there. So the next one is I want to talk about Charles Hudon. Charles Hudon looked pretty good. He had it was a both, I guess, both sides. He looked really energetic, fast. He got a lot of chances, but he was right at the net and he found on a shot. He had trouble finishing. This is a problem for him right now. But Charles Hudon might actually make the roster, might stay there. Especially in the light, I thought McCarron or Jake Evans might take his place, and I still think Jake Evans could be a guy that does make the team as one of the extras. McCarron is injured, and the more he sits out, and we haven't heard anything, the less likely his chances are to actually make the team. So Charles Hudon is looking really good. He needs to finish a little bit better. We got to see him score a little bit. But they're playing him tonight on a line with KK and Armia. I guess they want to see what he can do in a top six role and see what he's got. He lost 17 pounds over the summer on a new diet. He's a lot faster on his skates, on his edges. He's not a big guy, so that makes it easier to be good, have good edge work. I'm expecting a bit from. I want to see something. He's going to have to impress if he wants a regular spot in the lineup, and he's going to have to look really good at the very least to keep his press box spot. But Charles Hudon is looking really good this camp. I was hoping to say the same thing about Jonathan Drouin, but only one game, so I'm definitely not coming down on Drouin. But I'm hoping to see the same thing I saw in the first game with Hudon, with Drouin going forward in this training camp. And with Drouin, we're going to see a lot more results as far as points. So there you go. I just wanted to talk about Charles Hudon again. Looks like he's going to give it his all to stay on this team. Okay, so the lineup is out for tonight's game against the Panthers, and we'll just go over it quickly and see what we think. So they got Tatar, Danault, Drouin tonight, line one. That's interesting. I guess Gallagher is not playing. And he didn't play. Did he play in the first one? No, I don't even remember. How's that? So Tatar, Danault, Drouin, Hudon, Kotkaniemi, Armia, as I was saying earlier, and that's interesting because obviously Kotkaniemi playing in a second line center role. They want to see what he can do in the second line center role. So when I've been talking about, and other people have been talking about, that this possibility that KK will move up, they're looking at it to see if he can handle it. They're going to see what they think in preseason, and so it's definitely a possibility. Will it happen on opening night? Well, I guess it'll depend on how he performs. I saw some of the passing he was doing in the scrimmages and stuff. He's looking really good. You got Cousins and Barber or Vedemo on Paling's wings. So Paling is centering Cousins and Barber and maybe Vedemo also. You've got Evans on the fourth line centering Pekka and Belzile. On defense, you got Sherratt and Petrie. So obviously they're taking a look and see how Sherratt and Petrie are together in their both guys' first games. And I like that they're putting them together right away and not trying anything else. Got to see how their chemistry is right away. They've got Riley and Folin on the second line. Riley and Folin, more than likely the spare like 7 and 8 defensemen. So they're pairing them up and seeing how they're doing together. They've got Leskinen with Fleury / Lamarche. I don't know who Lamarche is, but Leskinen with Fleury and Lamarche. Fleury, it's probably because Fleury played the first game. They're probably going to play him half the game, the other guy the other half. I like that they have Leskinen out there, and got to see how this guy's going to do. They got Lindgren and McNiven as the two goalies. So I like the fact that they're trying these things right away, stuff that we've been talking about or that I've been talking about, and so have the other guys been talking about it. And you've got Evans on that fourth line in the center role. This would be a role that he would play probably between the press box and in the fourth line center role. So you can see that the formation, they're thinking the same, not that they're thinking the same way I'm thinking, but yeah, they're doing the things we're talking about because they make sense. Because we're such geniuses. I mean, they gotta listen to us guys. I know after the games they look for my videos to see what I've said about how they're doing. Yeah, it's not happening ever. Okay, so so it looks like very interesting line combinations, stuff to look for while you're watching the game. See how Kotkaniemi's doing there. See how Drouin's doing in a first line winger role. How Hudler's doing on a top six role. How Paling's doing on the third line center role with not the greatest line mates. So see how his leadership is. How Evans is handling a fourth line center role. Pekka better have a damn good game or he's going to be on his way out. Sherrod and Petrie, how they're going to be doing together. And I want to see how Leskinen is handling the defensive aspect of being a regular in the lineup. And well, Lindgren, I guess Lindgren's got to have a good game. He's in a fight. I'm sure he'd like to take Kincaid's spot. So, and McNiven, I guess, want to be noticed and whatever. And if not, to play for the Habs to be traded, right? So there you go. There's my look at news and notes for the day, Habs lineup for tonight, and various other things. And thanks for watching this video. Hey, it's way shorter than my last bunch of videos. And if you like it, give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Subscribe and ring the notifications bell. You'll get all my videos and all my other things I do. There's a lot of stuff I'm doing. And that'll give you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. So once again, thanks for watching, everybody. Go Habs, go! And should I plug something here? Not today. Bye, y'all.